M0FXB, welcome back to the channel. Me and Mazzy going for a dog walk. Let's talk DMR radios, budget DMR radios. It's probably the radio that I get questioned about the most, whether it's the MD380, 390, RT3S. There's so many, Anytone 878. The amount of people that message me and say, this radio is rubbish, I can't get it working, I'm sending it back, or I regret buying it. Because DMR is easily the hardest handheld radio to learn, okay? It's programmed using software. Yes, you can program it via the radio, and you're entering exactly the same information that you would use using software. But you need, well, number one, you need your DMR ID. So there's your first hurdle, quite easy. Just go ahead and apply for that once you've got your ham radio license. Then, to program a channel, a DMR radio won't work unless, if we're talking DMR first, it won't work unless you've put in your DMR ID, you've added the frequency you want it to receive and transmit on, you've selected the slot you want to use. So imagine the channel is cut in half, because DMR is a commercial system, and the channel is effectively being cut in half to get better use from each half, whether it's voice or data, but it's a very clever system. Then you've got color code, which is the same, very similar to CT/CSS. It's a way of filtering out the channels that you don't want to receive that may be on the same frequency. So you use color codes. Then we have contacts. In other words, talk groups. So talk group 921, easily the busiest one, and that's a group contact, not a private contact. A private contact is you talking to one to another friend who's got a DMR number, and you don't want anyone else to listen, so you load that in as a private contact. But generally we load group contacts. Talk group 91, very, very busy, listen to it all the time. So you've got to put in your contact number, but the contact number 91 isn't just there. You have to tell the radio, you have to put it into the radio. So you have to tell it what contact talk group you're going to use, the frequency, the slot, the color code, and then you've got to format all this into one channel. Then your talk timeout, you can see Mazzy there, talk timeout. So you're going to put in, say, 2 minutes of talking, and then it will time out. Then your power. Okay, so you've programmed the radio. You can enter that using the software, which is a learning curve. You can enter it using many of the radios, but not all of the radios. But yes, you can with the Anytone 878 and 578. So once you've got that in, then the next thing is, well, you've put it onto a frequency, but of what? Yeah. So many will try and use a DMR repeater, which is great, because once you connect to a good repeater, you can actually do the thing, what they call with some radios, manual dial, where you just put in the frequency talk group 9, which is a local connection between you and the repeater, and then you can manually dial the talk group you want to join. That's probably the easiest way, but sometimes you can't do that. So the next one is, how else can I use it? And then we talk about hotspots. What is a hotspot? It's connecting you to exactly the same system, the DMR system, but the distance of radio waves is between you and the hotspot, which is probably sat on your desk, but there is radio between the radio and the hotspot, rather than the radio and the repeater that is 1 or 2 miles away from you. Now, the problem with digital transmission is if you haven't got a good, clear, strong signal to the repeater, it will just cut out completely and break up, and you'll get that R2D2 or even no signal at all. With analog, you might get something through. The other thing is that all of these DMR radios, they do analog, and that's excellent because quite simple to program. You put in your receive and transmit frequency, you select analog, power, CT/CSS code, shift if you need to put a shift. You can't use a hotspot because that's a digital thing, but you could buy an all-star node, and then analog. So I feel that DMR radios are fantastic value. I like the Bofeng 1701 as the best value because it does everything we just talked about with a color screen, and it's a lovely set. It's got backlit keyboard, and you can put on the Open GD77 system. But remember that all DMR radios work in exactly the same way. There's slight differences, you know, because some people use Brandmeister, Phoenix. These are basically computer systems, servers that are connecting all these different talk groups to people. So yeah, still nice out there. But anyway, I'll just summarize. Buying a DMR radio is an absolute bargain. You get a lot for your money, and you can really enjoy learning DMR software. Co-plug is what they call it, etc. But you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to put the work in. If you want everyone else to do it for you, then you've learnt nothing. And to me, about being part of being a ham radio operator is learning and enjoying the learning and getting the confidence that you get from that. Or someone can send you their code plug. They send you a code plug, you put it into your radio, you add your ham radio call sign, they give you a few tips, and you're up and running straight away. And you can have a radio up and running in 10 minutes with help. So fair enough, that's another way of doing it. But to me, the learning part, for me, and maybe I'm an addict on learning, is the best fun. And obviously having contacts and making new friends is amazing as well. Bye for now, 7-3. Please like and subscribe. All the best.